Okay. Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again to my show Unscripted. That's what I'll be calling it. Here we are going to cover a whole awful lot of different topics, from politics to business to personalities to celebrities and everything else that is trending online, and lies and everything goes, just about everything. It's a freestyle. Well, we don't think about these things at hand. Just come here and flip the camera and basically start ranting. We're also going to do reactionary video, react to videos, whether it's people just casually doing their businesses or going about their businesses or acting a fool on the internet. I'll be here for all of that. So go and check out for that. And thank you very much for everybody that's coming and supporting the work that I'm trying to do here. It involves a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to do this kind of work, research, editing, and everything that goes into preparing this thing. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time. It's not easy work. It's not easy work. It's a lot of work, apparently. And your support is so much needed and so much appreciated. So today I want to talk to you about Kikuyu women, and I believe in giving people's flowers when they still can see them or while they still breathe. So tonight, the people I'm going to shout out and give a highlight to and give their flowers, the Kikuyu women. I happen to be birthed. I was birthed by a Kikuyu, although I don't so much consider myself as a Kikuyu. I'm a global citizen. Whatever you do with that information, do as you will. That is your problem. Okay, so I have compiled here about 10 points about the Kikuyu women. It's all about giving them flowers, like I said. Yeah, I'm not going to throw any shade. So much has been said about the Kikuyu women. All right, but tonight, or whichever time you're watching me, or whatever you're watching me from, I'm going to give you 10 points and maybe a couple more extra ones to tell you why I think Kikuyu women should be celebrated, and why, well, you could argue that I'm a feminist. A feminist, that person who advocates for equal opportunities for women where they've been neglected and stuff like that, giving them opportunities and whatnot. Not what is currently constituted or what is currently defined as feminism. I don't rock with that. I don't mess with that. Alright? Get out of here with that. So, number one, the points that, and I think this is the most important about the Kikuyu women, is that they are very hardworking. Bro, I have never seen a more group of hardworking women than the Kikuyu woman. A Kikuyu woman is somebody who is going to start a business at scratch with nothing, literally nothing, and make it work, make it grow from nothing with all the help that she can get. And she is putting her business out there. She's taking loans. She's doing everything to make sure that business work. And there's a history. It's a small history to that, because ever since the colonial times, the Kikuyu men, they had to go to the forest and to fight the colonialist invaders. She was left behind to cater for the family and to raise the kids and take care of everyone else. So she has to fill up that role. So she understands she gotta do something, even though when there's no one else to do that for her, she doesn't have to wait for anybody. So they're very hardworking, and there's a whole lot of things that we can say about that. Number two, I don't want to make it a whole big story. I want to make it real quick so you can understand what we're talking about. They are feisty. They're strong. That's the word. They're aggressive. You can feel that the aggression in whatever they do. They mean it. They just they want to go get it. They're go-getters, feisty, strong. The best example I can give is the Nyeri women. They somehow misunderstood for being husband beaters. That's not entirely true because we have to look at the case to case basis and giving married where married is due and whatnot. So before we think about this man being beaten by their own husband, we have to ask ourselves, how did they get there in the first place? You have to ask yourself that. That question is very important. Don't just say that new women they like to be there to beat on their husbands. So you have to look at case to case basis, and there's a whole lot of things to unpack there. Moving on, they love entrepreneurship. Yeah, they love money, working for money. As much as you can find them everywhere in offices, in formal sector, in informal sector. They love entrepreneurship, starting a business, like I said, from scratch, getting their own paper, get their own money. That's what they are known for, and they're very, very good at that. Number 5, strong wills. She's somebody that doesn't give up easily. They just have that innate built into them. These are our mothers. I know them. I've interacted with tons and tons of them, and I can tell you they are very strong-willed. Once they are focused on business, they want to go at it. They want to tweak at it. They want to just go get it. They're strong-willed. There's nothing you can do. There is nothing as strong-willed or that comes close to a Kikuyu woman when she means business. She just want to keep doing it, and she'll make sure that whatever she starts is going to be pursued to its conclusive end. So that is another characteristic trait about Kikuyu women that is very strong here and should be admired. Number 6, moving on. They have a strong work ethic. They love to work. They don't like to wait for their husbands or somebody to come and bail them out. Hey, they don't want to wait for anybody to come and bail them out. They love to work. They love their work, and that's what that keeps them separate from most of other communities. I haven't traveled widely, or I haven't spoken to or interacted with other women from other different communities, but I'm here to do that in my travel diaries that is to be upcoming in my future life. So I don't have a lot of knowledge about other women from other different communities, but so far I have interacted with a whole lot of Kikuyu women, and I've seen that strong ethic in them that you cannot take away from. Moving on, they love independence. Every Kikuyu woman love her independence. Like I said early on in this earlier on point, she love her independence. She love her space. She just don't get on like that. She's the kind of person to take initiatives. So what if I'm a single mother? What if my husband divorced me or left me for another chick, whatever the case may be? Or maybe they left and went to a far land somewhere in Europe or in diaspora. She doesn't have to wait for that. So it doesn't matter the circumstances, she's going to do it. She does not depend on anybody to come bail out. And that's why we are celebrating her, the Kikuyu woman. I remember, maybe I'll come back here and do more research and give you a more detailed account on why I think we should celebrate them. But moving on, leadership and education. Kikuyu women or Kikuyu people in general, whenever they see opportunities or whatever opportunities present themselves rather, they are the first ones to jump and quick to act. There's a lot that can be said about that. Anything, anywhere they hear about an opportunity, They grab it. And so when education was made available to them, they took it. They one of the most educated group of people, or in this case, we can say minorities in this country. And with education comes a whole lot of benefits. You know, you find them working in corporates and blue chip companies because they got that qualification. They got the education that is needed to qualify yourself for those positions. And so you find them there. They have their money. Like I said, they're independent. They love their independence. They love their money. They love to be bosses and calling the shots and whatnot. And in leadership, we have seen them, running for top seats, gubernatorial or gubernatorial rather. You even have a particular woman that is known to be feisty and no nonsense. We all know her. She's come from some part of Mount Kenya. She tried running for a top seat. You know, I wonder whether it's going to happen in my lifetime. I wonder what she will do if the men were able to give her that chance to be able to do that. So, we have a few successful ones who have succeeded in getting these political seats. Like the one in Kikuyu County, they have a female governor. Somewhere in Kirinyaga, right? And where else? Somewhere in Ukambani, they have a female governor. No, wait, we're talking about Kikuyu women, not women in general. But basically, you know what I'm trying to say. These days, women have got that education, they got the credentials and qualifications and whatnot. So there's nothing that's preventing the woman from, trying to go for political seats. That has been opened for them, that opportunity. So we're talking about when they get these opportunities, they will just grab them. Leadership and education. So that's another point, strong point. Number 9, they love and value family. Yeah, Kikuyu women love family. Whenever I've interacted with the film before they even hit, let's say, 18, the legal age, you hear them talking about fantasizing about doing a wedding or getting married. They will tell you a whole vision of theirs where they want to get married, get a husband, start a small business and make it work, make it grow with a husband, growing together in marriage and in businesses and all that, just chasing that independence. You know what I'm saying? They can grow together with their husband, but she doesn't want to always depend on her husband to provide for her in that regard. So they love that, and in that case, they want to have or to get married to a strong husband who is going to support her in her ventures, her business, everything, anything, and she elects to do. She wants a supporting husband. So they love family, having a husband and children, nuclear family. They're family oriented and stuff like that. So the last point here I want to highlight here is that they value strong leader husbands who will lead them. Uh, the fact that has been said that Kikuyu women, they make some of the best wives. She just doesn't want to become a wife just like that in a traditional way. She also values a strong husband leader who is going to lead her into prosperity and show her what to do and whatnot. She doesn't have a problem submitting to a strong woman. The problem comes when, if she is strong-willed and she has all this education and all this know-how and she wants to venture into entrepreneurship, she's strong and feisty and empowered and all that. There is not a matching masculine essence to match that. That's where the problem comes in. You're seeing a whole lot of problem with that. She wants a strong husband, a strong man who is masculine and to lead her the way. So she doesn't have a problem submitting to such a man. But the problem is in Kikuyu land, men are becoming weaker and weaker because of so many different things. Like alcoholism is a big problem in the mountain, and that problem has been few different people, or many different people, have tried to come up with a solution of alcoholism, um, but they have not been successful at it, either because they don't have right resources or right approach, or sabotage. You tell me, I don't know. But the problem about alcoholism in the mountain has been such a major big deal, and I don't know how to address that. So every time you show some signs of weakness, she doesn't have a problem leaving you, because again, because she loves her independence and not being led by a weak man, she can actually do without you. And don't you think that whenever you divorce a Kikuyu woman, or whenever you feel like you cannot put up with the antics, or because she has shown you that she's a strong woman, don't you ever think that she cannot do without you? She will probably do without you. She'll probably just be fine. Okay? So here are the bonus point that is worth mentioning. There's a whole lot, like I said, there's a whole lot of things that we can say about Kikuyu women, but for the interest of time, those are the main ones. And the bonus point is that they love life on a fast lane. These are people because now they have the money, they have the education, they're empowered, they're independent, and why not? They can afford a weekend getaway in Naivasha, we have these Kikuyu festivals, Kikuyu themed festivals that have been happening across the country, Kiambu, in Nairobi, and whatnot, Mataha, and the other one I can't quite remember because I don't not in those places like that. So you've seen the trend the other day. People were asking where the Kikuyu men to accompany their women in these parties. They're nowhere to be seen because the Kikuyu woman is calling the shots. She's independent. She's a boss chick. She can't actually really afford to go to these places, even without the man. She doesn't need to spend another man's money for that. She can actually do that by herself. And so she like that life, good fashion, good food, good music, partying, Mugithi, you name it. She is all in that business because she can afford it, because why not? She has earned it, and it's time to splurge and to leave it up. She is going to show up like nobody's business. So number 2 point bonus is that they don't fear to explore in dating and marriage. A Kikuyu woman is actually going to marry or date just about anybody with some dates. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you are promised to take good care of her. She's just going to accept you, and then you can build a very beautiful life together. Say whatever you want to say about Kikuyu women marrying on, procreating with anybody. Say whatever you may, but she's not choosing in those regards. She's going to marry a Maasai, a Luo, a Kisi, a white man, Russian, Chinese, Japanese, you name it. She's all in for it. She doesn't. And that is not to say that she doesn't have standards. Of course she doesn't have. She has standards. Okay. Moving on. They make good wives. Absolutely. Just about any prominent non-Kikuyu leader, politician, businessman, you name it. They have gotten with the Kikuyu woman because she's going to make a good partner, a good wife. She's going to do business together with you, or give you business ideas and whatnot. She's going to support you in whatever you do, whether you want to do politics or whether you venture into business, whatever the case might be. She's going to support you and probably grow together and make wealth together. Support not only you and her, but her family, her children, and extended family at large. Okay, that's maybe a point I should have included in the main ones, but moving on. They're highly adaptable. A Kikuyu woman can work anywhere. You go to Turkana, you go to the US, you go to Japan, you go to the Congo, Zimbabwe, South Africa, anywhere that this money can be made, you are going to find her there. Not because she's desperate though, but because she's highly adaptable. Even in the Gulf, you are going to find them in the Persian Gulf, and the highs and the lows and mid. They're just everywhere like that. Because why? They can't, and they understand their mission, and they respect themselves. Even the bars, the highest paying jobs, the low paying jobs, you're going to find them there because they're in it for the bag. Because she's not going to do that forever. She's probably there to on her way into riches, save enough money to come back home and start her own business so she can also chase some other qualities like independence and money and entrepreneurship. You name it. We have seen it, that pattern repeat itself over and over again. And finally, the bonus point is that these Kikuyu women, they are very good at organizing, community organizers. We can see that in the local Mamamboga chamans. They organize very well. And they raise funds in the, we call it table banking. That's the word. There is even this organization in Nakuru. Can I remember? About women. They build a very beautiful big building business empires and whatnot. Women guilds. They come together and do some great, awesome things. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Those are the points, the main ones, and the bonuses one. You can tell me what you think down in the comment below. Let's keep this engagement going. If you disagree, yeah, just me in the comments. Leave a like and share, and what else? Subscribe, right? So that's the reason why we need to celebrate these Kikuyu women, and not just only my Kikuyu women, but every other woman whenever you can find them. Because remember, these are our mothers or sisters or daughters or aunties. Okay, celebrate them whenever you can. You can find them. I'll show everyone else. So that's it for the video. I'll see you in the next one. It's been fun. Bye. Peace.